Absolutely extraordinary.
What's up guys, Manime here, and I realized I haven't done a top 10 in a while, so let's get back into this with the top 10 most relatable anime characters. Now, I am just focusing on one trait or thing about a character that makes you go, yeah, I've been there before. Starting off the list in 10th place, I have Saitama. Now, why is Saitama on this list? Well, let's be real. Most of us have played games and beaten those games, and found what the strongest things in that game is. Then proceeded to literally crush anyone who dare got in our way. So much so that you legitimately got bored of beating the shit out of cannon fodder, or as they call it in the game, a boss. Either way, Saitama feels that struggle, except only like in real life. And in 9th place, I have Rika from Love, Chibino, and Other Delusions, which is an anime about a bunch of high school kids imagining they are superheroes. Now, I know you may not want to admit that you ever thought this about yourself, or still think this. We will all bow to Manime the Menace. But it's something we can all relate to. Sitting in the cafeteria pretending to mask your secret identity from all the normal humans was definitely one of my childhood pastimes. In 8th place I have Souza from Seto Kai. She is someone who basically has to always deal with the fact that she is short. Now you may not be short, but I'm sure we all have some sort of feature about ourselves which makes us want to shout, "Little girl!" every time someone fucking brings it up. Like, Jesus, I get it. You think someone else hasn't already pointed out the very obvious trait about me? Thanks, complete stranger. I'll go ahead and fix my genetic code right quick. And in 7th place, we have Tanaka from Tanaka-kun is Always Listless. Now, this dude is probably one of the most relatable people on Earth. I know once every few months or weeks or days or hours, I just don't feel like doing anything for the rest of the day. Like, all I want to do is stay in bed and exert as little physical and mental energy as possible. Now, in 6th place, I have Rin from Blue Exorcist, which is another person I think we can all relate to. You know that one friend that you really don't know why you keep around? Like, you know that one that gets straight A's and everything, that's an athlete, that has good looks, ridiculously lucky, natural born leader? Yeah, I think you can see where I'm going with this. With Rin, that is his twin brother, but instead of getting straight A's, he has to deal with him actually teaching the class. And in 5th place, I have Sorta. Now, Sorta is from Pet Girl Sakuraso, and well, his life sucks balls. Like, basically, despite an insane amount of efforts, he still manages to fail at his life goals. Yeah, this one's getting deep. Maybe you haven't failed your life goals yet. But I think it's fair to say that we have all experienced some sort of major failure despite working our hardest. And in 4th place, I have Kazuma. Now, speaking of working your hardest, Kazuma is my next pick for when you get stuck with moronic teammates. Whether it be gaming, sports, or just a group project at school, we all know the pain of getting stuck with terrible teammates. Not only do you have to carry them to victory, if you manage to become successful and win, you still have to split the fame evenly with them. It's so infuriating sometimes that you might as well have just fucking lost. And in 3rd place, I have Tomoko from Watamote. Yeah, I know you're already cringing from hearing her name, but the only reason you're cringing is because you can relate so much. She has straight up zero social skills, yet she always manages to get herself in some of the most embarrassing situations imaginable. Well, I don't know if you call them imaginable, because it's pretty easy to imagine things that have actually happened to you. And in 2nd place, I've got Hodgman from Snafu. Yeah, well, you know he had to be on this list. Hodgman is basically that one guy who got friend zoned like level 10. I think it's pretty easy to say that just about everybody has dealt with the friend zone. And yes, even you girls. Not to mention the extreme pessimism he has just definitely brings back some old memories of myself. And in 1st place, I have Sadao from The Devil's a Part-Timer. But Manime, how am I supposed to relate to someone who's literally the devil? Well, let me explain. Even Satan himself is broke as fuck in this world. Like, the lord of all that is dark and evil can barely afford to eat. Now, I know maybe 1% of the people watching this video may not relate. What is this broke thing you speak of? My dad just gives me my Bentley to drive to high school. For you guys, there's a donation button on the side of my YouTube channel. But for the 99%, you know what I'm talking about, like living from check to check with a diet of ramen noodles. And if not, wait for college. Anyway, you guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Happy Thanksgiving Eve, I guess. If you like this content, don't be afraid to subscribe. I upload anime-related videos twice a week. As usual, make sure you guys share, like, comment, and subscribe. This is Man Matt. Make sure you guys say, man, go watch that goddamn anime!